Bitcoin Ordinals will create millionaires. I just want to ask you a question. Are you going to be on the right side of history? So in this video, we're going to be talking about what exactly is a Bitcoin Ordinal. Is this like a Ethereum NFT? I beg to differ, and I'm going to explain to you in great detail why. Also, why are these things so valuable? All of these things we're going to be breaking out in this very live stream. And last but certainly not least, what does it take? What characteristics in an ordinal does it take to be valuable? All these things in this live stream.
Francis Dune, uncensored.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin Ordinals will be creating millionaires. And I just want to know, are you going to be on the right side of history? You need to seek the value in things before the rest of the market does. That is the name of the game. That's the name of the game that we're in when it comes to crypto, when it comes to investing as a whole. Very excited, not just because we see, Bitcoin price popping off right here, hitting $26,000, all new all-time high for 2023. People thought like Bitcoin, what's going to happen? Don't worry about Bitcoin. It will never in the long term disappoint you. Okay, I can promise you that. And I'm going to tell you this right now. In this live stream, I'm not going to disappoint you either. So again, we're going to go to ordinals.com, which is the official website, and they have this great handbook that could just describe these things in better, just very good clear-cut detail. I'm going to go to that, and we're going to talk about what a Bitcoin Ordinals in terms of the artifact standpoint from them, the historical value, and why this is going to be appreciating as well. Okay, guys, so do join the live stream by sharing it in our various by sharing it in our various chats. I'm going to get this started. I'm very, very stoked and psyched and jacked up for this live stream because, boy, let me tell you, I got some of mine, and yeah, I think it's gonna make me a pretty dollar. All right, so let's get right to it, guys. Okay, so as you can see, this is ordinals.com. Okay, over here is actually the official, let's call it the Ordinals Explorer. You can put in the ID over here, and you could just pretty much search all the different ordinals that's happening, that's being inscribed as we speak in real time, or that has already been inscribed. But what we're going to do is we're going to come to the handbook section, and this is what really opens up my eyes to this entire thing. I think it was about a month ago or so, just over a month, and I was just found myself like every night for the past 4 or 5 nights reading this handbook, and I'm sure the details and the information in this handbook is also going to open your eyes, because you know why, guys? Bitcoin actually has a new use case. That is correct. Listen, Bitcoin has a new use case. What do I mean? Well, I think the reasons why we have all these other blockchains like Ethereum, Matic, and, all these other blockchains out there is because Bitcoin once upon a time had limitations, okay? But let me tell you guys right now, all the roads leads back to where it all began, and that's Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin now with taproot, we are able to create this sort of files and data that could store on Bitcoin, which is essentially what I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, Bitcoin is in the process right now of creating smart contracts. We have blockchains on top of Bitcoin, Lightning Network, and Stacks. It's crazy time to be alive, especially if you're alive and you already are aware and knowledgeable in the blockchain space, guys. It's really, really, really cool stuff. And I'm very excited. We're going to be covering a lot of this whole, Bitcoin Ordinal side and just Bitcoin as a whole, because that freaking, I don't want to call it ecosystem, but that network in itself is flourishing. And it's almost like where the other blockchains don't really matter as much as they once did. All right, guys, so let's get right to it, starting off right here. So this is the introduction, okay? And, after the introduction, we're going to go over the overview, and then after we're going to go into the digital artifacts. And I get it, right? People don't like to read, but what I would do is I would read this for you, and then I'll break it down for you in simpler terms, okay? And that should definitely help all of you guys, all right? So let's get right to it here. Okay, cool. So this handbook is a guide to ordinal theory. Pay attention, guys. This is some serious knowledge. Ordinal theory concerns itself with Satoshis, giving them individual identities and allowing them to be tracked, transferred, and imbued with meaning. Okay, guys? So right off the bat, right there, what does this tell us? This tells us that how this is very very different to Ethereum NFTs. Why? Could anybody tell me right now who's watching the replay? Let me know why in the comment section, or if you're in the live chat, let me know in the live chat even better. Okay? Why is this different based off of those 3 lines? This is different because the ordinal in itself is a Satoshi, so you are not actually minting a new token that's just a token of something, okay? So Ethereum does not have the capabilities of doing this. So you are still pretty much essentially using a Bitcoin to make an ordinal. Okay, so all these ordinals that you're going to see a bit later on in this live stream here, okay, all of these different blocks are literally Bitcoin, but more specifically Satoshis. And there's 100 million Satoshis that makes up one Bitcoin. Okay, guys, so that's a key factor right there. Okay, so Satoshis, not Bitcoin, are the atomic native currency of the Bitcoin network. One Bitcoin can be subdivided into, there we go, 100 million Satoshis, but no further. Ordinal theory does not require a sidechain or token aside from Bitcoin and can be used without any changes to the Bitcoin network. It works right now. Okay, so guys, we're not talking about something that, oh yeah, it might happen soon. It's in the works. It's going on right now. That's what makes it very, very exciting as well. Okay, I can't stress that enough. It's happening now. Get knowledgeable, because every single day more and more people are finding out about this. And you know, when more people rushes into the market, there's less opportunities. Okay. So let's carry on. Ordinal theory does not require a sidechain. We said that. So ordinal theory imbues Satoshis and numismatic value, rather, allowing them to be collected and traded as curious. Okay. Individual Satoshis can be inscribed with, here we go, arbitrary content, creating unique Bitcoin native digital artifacts that can be held in Bitcoin wallets and transferred using Bitcoin transactions. Inscriptions are durable, immutable, secure, and decentralized as Bitcoin itself. Okay, so once again, the difference between this here and the actual Ethereum NFT is, as they alluded to, and I'll repeat that once again, individual Satoshis can be inscribed with arbitrary content, creating unique Bitcoin native digital artifacts that can be held in Bitcoin wallets and transferred using Bitcoin transactions. Inscriptions, durable, immutable, and secure. So when you look at Ethereum, you know, sometimes people are afraid of the smart contract being hacked. Right? This does not have to, you don't have to worry about that when it comes to Bitcoin Ordinals, because it's the actual Satoshi. And what is that Satoshi governed by? The Satoshi is actually governed by, well, the Bitcoin network, by the miners. You know, so normally, you know, you don't even see this for some NFT projects. They won't even really go and get a smart contract audited, right? What they tend to do is they'll just pretty much go and, you know, just don't even audit it. And then, you know, there's some bugs, there's some hacks, and the thing gets exploited. Some of the NFTs get confiscated, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, in this regard, you don't have to worry about that. All right. Let's move on. So that's another key differentiator when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum sort of like side of things. And the reason why I'm bringing up Ethereum here is because I know our brain is wired and it kind of understands that side of things. So if I could kind of compare those two things for you, it could probably make it a little bit more easier for you to digest. Okay. So other more unusual use cases are possible. Off-chain colored coins, public key infrastructure with key rotation, a decentralized replacement for the DNS. For now, though, such use cases are speculative and exist only in the minds of French ordinal theorists. So what they're saying is this is not definite, but this is definitely in terms of, when I say, okay, how can I say this is not definite, but definitely? This is not definite, meaning that it's happening now in terms of the other possibilities, but it is definitely possible, although it's not definite right now, like it's existing now. But there are projects working on, we're talking about the other side of things, right? So the DNS, what is that? That's like a decentralized domain. So again, you guys know that how they have the .eth domains, they got the .btc domains on Stacks. A lot of guys on Twitter is flexing, you know, with their .btc domains. A lot of people are flexing right now with their .sats, well, not .sats, sorry, their you know, NFTs as well as PFPs. Well, what they're saying right now here is this is not just only limited to just say like images, right? That type of digital data. This is also possible with other applications such as decentralized domains, .sats domains, which is something we're going to cover in tomorrow's live stream. Okay, which is very, very cool. That is a decentralized domain on Bitcoin itself. Okay, and once again, how is this possible? How is this possible, right? We had Ethereum with .eth, and everybody thought that was it. And then Stacks came out, which was built on top of Bitcoin, right? With .btc domains. How the hell is .sats even possible? Well, that's taproot for you. This is what's happening with Bitcoin. People aren't aware of this. Bitcoin now has more use cases. And guys, you know, what's happening before our very eyes is, as we see the price pop up to about 26K right here, you know, what do you think it takes right now? Like, as we go like this and we come to freaking Ordinal, okay, if I refresh this page, it might take a while to come back. But if it does take a while to come back, just take a look at these images right here, okay? This one, okay, let me just click this guy. Yeah, you see the traffic. Look at that. You think I'm joking, bro? People are all over this. Look how slow the website is. It's not my internet, buddy. I got freaking 950 MBs or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, my upload speed is crazy. So, right? So that just goes to show you the website is slow. There we go. 463,737 ordinals right now at the time of the recording of this live stream here. Okay? That's where we're at. What does that mean? Do you know that how every time you inscribe, you're going to need Bitcoin? Like, so that just now does what? That just added another use case. So people now, instead of just like, oh, it's like, oh, well, Bitcoin's fine, but it just sits here and does nothing. It just collects dust. Well, you can't say that no more. Now, okay, it does that. So people start to store value, right? It's a hedge against inflation, as we're seeing right now with the new, announcement that happened with inflation, right? That's why it's pumping as well. Okay, that's true. So that's the two use cases, I guess. The third one right now is we can actually build arbitrary content or digital content on top of this. Okay? And people are doing that. And now we're seeing people make BRC20 freaking Satoshis. So this is evolving rapidly, okay? And then now we're seeing the .sats domain, 5 use case. And now we're seeing ordinals, images. We're seeing video files. And the earlier the inscription, the more valuable. And again, as I said in my previous live stream, when this figure here of 463 gets to like 2 million, on an inscription that's about like say 50K, it's going to be a lot more valuable in my humbled opinion than what it is, priced at today. So this is why you got to beat the crowd and, beat you to the punch pretty much. And that's what we're all about on this channel, man. All right. So let's carry on to the second slide. Right here. We'll carry on to the second slide. And I was talking about this guy right here. Sorry, I just noticed the screen wasn't up there. But you guys did see it already. 463,737, okay? That's what we're talking about right there. And when that number gets higher, the ones that are lower, and even at this point here, will be worth a bit more. So we already went through this article here, okay? Let us actually go on over here now, okay? But first, let me just say hello to the people in the live chat. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining. What do we got here? We got CryPro. Joined us pretty much first. Thank you for joining, CryPro. We got Big Kim in the house. We got Bernard Sa. We have Seb RZ. Yo, what's up, Francis? It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. Some people said they didn't recognize me with the new shaved head and, Francis doing Uncensored channel. What's up, Felix? How you doing, man? We got Nike Boy Crypto. Yo, this is a new channel. No, man. We're just going back to who I am. It's Francis doing. Still crypto, right? The handle's still the crypto lifestyle. Okay, guys, so let's get right to it. Back here now. So, ordinal theory overview, okay? Okay, so this goes into a little bit more detail than the actual overview, which we just went over right here. Guys, pay attention. You're going to thank me later, okay? You'll be on the right side of history, okay? First, you need to understand what we're talking about before you know why it's valuable, and that's what we're doing, okay? And I get it. I'm not the one to really read, books and websites to people, but it's important for you to understand this. So this handbook is a guide to ordinal theory. Ordinal theory concerns itself with Satoshis, giving them individual identities and allowing them to be tracked, transferred, and imbued with meaning, okay? Satoshis, not Bitcoin, are the atomic native currency of Bitcoin network, and I know we went over this, but they're going to go into more detail. Sorry, this one here, my bad. So ordinals are numbering scheme for Satoshis that allows tracking and transferring individual sats, okay? These numbers are called ordinal numbers. So essentially, each Satoshi has a serial number attached to it. So it's identifiable and it could be tracked. You could tell the date and you could tell where they are essentially if you know the actual serial number. Okay, so think of it sort of like a transaction ID. When you send, Bitcoin to somebody, get that text ID. Well, this is a little bit more like if you wanted to track a sat and you have that, you could definitely do that, right? Which is the serial number. Satoshis are numbered in the order in which they're mined and transferred from transaction inputs to transaction outputs. First in, first out. Both the numbering scheme and the transfer scheme rely on order. The numbering scheme on the order in which Satoshis are mined, and the transfer scheme on the order of transaction inputs and outputs, thus the name ordinals. Okay, technical details are available in the BIP. That's too technical. We won't go into that. That might confuse people. But ordinal theory does not require a separate token, as I said, another blockchain or any changes to Bitcoin. It works right now. Ordinal numbers have a few different representations. Okay, so integer notation. Some of them look like this with a 20999 and ends with 9. The ordinal number assigned according to the order in which the Satoshi was mined. Decimal notation, here you go. So these are the different sort of like, things that associate with the actual ordinal, okay? And that's actually in the Explorer, which we'll take a look at after. The first number is the block height in which the Satoshi was mined. The second, the offset of the Satoshi within the block, okay? And they go into a little bit more detail. So let's talk about this right here. So arbitrary assets such as NFTs, security tokens, accounts, or stable coins can be attached to Satoshis using ordinal numbers as stable identifiers, guys. Do you understand what that's saying right there? This opens up the gate to pretty much what the rest of the blockchains are. What the rest of the blockchain said Bitcoin was incapable of doing. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like if most of those other blockchains, as this starts to evolve and truly becomes manifested. I remember back in 2017, everything was a white paper, right? There wasn't no real projects out there doing this thing, or real blockchains for that matter doing it much. They were just ideas on a white paper, and we were investing into that. And I remember the summer of DeFi when that came about, all of these capabilities and all the tech has evolved. Kind of like when you see AI, like I remember hearing AI 8 years ago, forever, AI, artificial intelligence, it's going to do this, it's going to replace jobs, and then finally ChatGPT came out of nowhere. It's almost like Bitcoin has reached that point of, the cusp of this new event of changing where it could do the things that these blockchains are doing right now. And why is that important? Because not one man runs Bitcoin. How does the saying go? It's not owned by one person, but yet it's owned by everyone who holds the Bitcoin. Right? And that's what makes it beautiful, is because it's the safest network to pretty much conduct all these things. All the other blockchains has a man behind it. And you know what I mean? If we look at what's happening in the banking system right now, when human beings are involved and they are taking control of certain things and are responsible for financial things especially, and they have the decision making to either profit for themselves or do the right thing or the wrong thing for that matter, they choose doing the wrong thing because they're going to get away with it. And when we're looking at Bitcoin, that's not really possible, okay, guys? So this is why that's important as well. Okay, so there you go. We can now do the security tokens potentially, have accounts, stable coins, very interesting stuff. And how do you do that? You actually do that with the Satoshi in itself, right? So now it's not like somebody inventing new laws with a new token. It's the Satoshis who already have its own governed laws. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you here? Once again, when we look at all these other tokens that are out there on other blockchains, it's somebody who invented that in a way where you have to trust that smart contract. You have to make sure it's audited. You got to make sure that how it's impenetrable. It can't be hacked, all these things. But you're just hoping that's the case, right? With Bitcoin, we know that's the case. So it's far more trustless than anything else out there because you're not using any new tokens. You're using the damn Satoshis in itself. That's powerful, man. Okay? So Ordinals is an open source project developed on GitHub. The project consists of a BIP, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is where they get into a little bit more of a different things here. So they're talking about the rarity of things, right? So there's another side to this where, let's just read this piece first. So humans are collectors. And since Satoshis can now be tracked and transferred, people will naturally want to collect them. That is true. Very true. Okay, so this is a different side of it. What we're getting into right here now, guys, is essentially we're getting into the historical value to this asset because Bitcoin's been around since I believe it was late 2008 or early 2009, give or take, right? And imagine if you had a Satoshi from 2009 or 2010, right? That's a very old Satoshi. It's kind of like people who collect those coins, like old coins from like 1817 and like they're worth like $5 million. Well, why can't you do that here? You get the old Satoshis and then you can inscribe that. That's what this article is about to break down. And now we're talking about some, like in the museum, you'll see like Christopher Columbus's freaking like, I don't know, telescope that he used or something. Well, that's worth a lot of money. Well, this now has its own historical value, right? So let's dive into that. Okay, so humans are collectors. And since Satoshis can now be tracked and transferred, people will naturally want to collect them. Ordinal theorists can decide for themselves which sats are rare and desirable, but there are some hints. Bitcoin has periodic events, some frequent, some more uncommon, and these naturally lend themselves to a system of rarity. These periodic events are blocks. A new block is mined approximately every 10 minutes from now until the end of time. Okay, difficulty adjustments, which doesn't really happen too often, but every 2016 blocks or approximately every 2 weeks, the Bitcoin network responds to changes in hash rate by adjusting the difficulty target, which blocks must meet in order to be accepted. Okay, so I guess it does happen a lot more than I thought. I was thinking something else. Halvings, every 210,000 blocks. Okay, so imagine now. So what they're trying to say here is, so the halving is like, I call it the eclipse in crypto, right? It happens like once every 4 years or so, like an eclipse. It's a, you know, it's a spectacle event, right? So what we're looking at right now is if you had a Satoshi from a halving, right? That's actually very, you know, some people would revere that in high regard, and we would like to have that Satoshi, especially if it's inscribed. So now we're talking about rare Satoshis, like we have other rare items out there, right? That you could actually pinpoint, filter in specific ways to represent it. You know, when you inscribe it, you couldn't represent it in an image if you want or not. But these guys are just talking about some Satoshis are more valuable than others, okay, because of its historical value. And this is another side to it, okay? So maybe I should make another live stream on this, but, you know, since we're here already, let's just carry on, okay? And he gives us another example, cycles over here. You know, every 6 halvings, something magical happens, but 6 halvings, come on. I think there's only been, what, 3 or 2? I think 2, leading up to the third one. Okay, so, and then he gives his definition of common. Any sat that is not the first sat of its block, uncommon. And again, this is a different side of it, okay? And this is an emerging, this space right here, this ordinal space is just evolving already too. This is like another market in itself, okay? So let's carry on to the inscriptions. Anybody got any questions you could ask right now in the live chat, and I'll get to them shortly. Let me just take a quick peek. Okay, any questions here? So Michael says this is a cool filming setup. Thank you, Michael. What we got here is that FRAP process. Educate yourself with the information there. Absolutely, anybody could go to it. It's ordinals.com. I highly recommend you go check it out, man. Straight up, on your own time, and just read it as well. Okay, guys. Once again, do drop your questions if you have any. Okay, let's head back here, and I shall go there. Okay, so inscriptions. So what is inscriptions? Inscriptions is essentially the process of creating a sat into a digital piece of data or a piece of content. Okay, in this case, as I just showed you guys, you know, we're seeing a lot of these guys happening, right? A lot of these ordinals right here. So it's images or Bitcoin NFTs to make it a little bit easier for you to understand, okay? So it's literally the point from when a Satoshi was just a regular Satoshi, and then you converted that or inscribed that or created it into content, whether that's a video, whether that's into, you know, a picture, whether that's, you know, as we talked about, these BRC20 tokens or Satoshis rather, not tokens, or whether that's a .sats domain or whatever it is. Think outside the box. What exists right now in other blockchains could be possible now with Bitcoin, okay? And again, you know, it also, you know, eventually over time should drive the price up because you need Bitcoin to inscribe these Satoshis. It's a beautiful time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Inscriptions. Inscribe sats with arbitrary content, creating Bitcoin native digital artifacts, more commonly known as NFTs. Inscriptions do not require a sidechain or separate token. These inscribed sats then be transferred using Bitcoin transactions sent to Bitcoin addresses and held in Bitcoin UTOX. So what is the UTOX? It's pretty much, well, I called it UTOX, but the UTXOS, it's the unspent transaction output system. Okay, and that's where you could track each sat. So again, let's just say I was to tell you guys, hey guys, guess what? I found a sat from like, you know, 2010. Here it is. Ha ha ha. Well, you know, you guys might be like, this guy, how could we trust you? How do we know this? How do we know you're not making that up? Well, go check the UTOX, right? And you could go on ordinals.com and check it. And by the way, you could go on ordinals.com and scan your addresses too. Maybe you might have some, okay? So it's actually verifiable through that process. So anyone can't just say they have X, Y, and Z, and you got to believe them, take it for face value. You could actually verify this on the UTOX Explorer on ordinals.com. So yeah. Want to make that known as well. Okay, so these transactions, addresses, and UTOXs are normal Bitcoin transactions, addresses, and UTOXs in all respects, with the exception that in order to send individual sats, transactions must control the order and value of inputs and outputs according to ordinal theory. The inscription content model is that of the web. An inscription consists of content type, also known as MIME type, and the content itself, which is a byte string. This allows inscription content to be returned from a web server and for creating HTML inscriptions that use and remix the content of other inscriptions. Inscriptions content is entirely on-chain, stored in taproot, script path, spend scripts. Taproot scripts have very few restrictions on their content and additionally receive the witness discount, making inscription content storage relatively economical. Okay, so another thing, to create a Bitcoin NFT, and it's really a true artifact now, okay? To create a Bitcoin artifact, let's call it, it's far cheaper than doing this on Ethereum. That's another differentiator. So it's so much more cheaper to do this on Bitcoin than it is on Ethereum. Also, if you're from a creator standpoint, and I got a video coming out, I'll probably air that tomorrow, Bitcoin NFT, which is not, versus Ethereum NFT, and what's the difference is, you wouldn't need any devs to do this as well. It's very easy to do it. You know, before you needed devs to kind of make you these tokens and things. A lot of people are trying to do it on their own. So, you know, it's the barrier to entry is less complicated and far and much more efficient and cheaper than it is on Ethereum as well. So it's all win-win-win. Okay. By the way, anybody has a Taproot wallet addresses yet? Let me know in the live chat, or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comment section. Anybody has a Taproot address? If you don't, you might want to get yourself one of these guys here. I use Hyro. I got the Hyro wallet. I got Stacks, but I got Stacks in another wallet. You know, I got that at 39 cents. I think it's at about 80 cents right now. But anyways, this supports Bitcoin. This supports Ordinals, as you can see right here. This is my Ordinal wallet address. If you go to receive, you want to see your Bitcoin address. You want to see your Stacks. You want to see you know, this right here is your Taproot address, right? So it's just a little bit longer than your Bitcoin address. And I did show this in yesterday's live stream. I already got myself some Ordinals in the sub 55,000 range, in the 1,000 range, in the 987, 9,000 range, 15,000, in the 20,000, 35,000, some in 40, and a lot in the 55. Okay, I ain't dinking around, bro. Yeah, and I can explain what all of that means later on. Okay, so what else we got going on here? So we can actually move on to the digital artifacts, and then I want to show you guys something here. This is a really cool article that explains, well, not explains, but displays the different Bitcoin ordinals that actually sold for silly amounts of Bitcoin, okay? So digital artifacts, that's the true way. Sorry, man, I keep doing that. My bad. So right here, this is the website I was talking about. That's going to show us the 10 most notable Ordinals inscriptions of 2023, ones that sold for silly amounts of Bitcoin. And let's get back to this side of things, which is the digital artifacts. Okay, so this actually sums it up very well. So imagine a physical artifact, a rare coin, say held safe for untold years in the dark secret clutch of a Viking horde, now dug from the earth by your grasping hands. It has an owner, you. As long as you keep it safe, nobody can take it from you. Sound very cinematic with this mic, reading this damn story, eh? It's complete. It has no missing parts. Coming to a theater near you. Can only be changed by you. If you were a trader and you made your way to 18th century China, none but you could stamp it with your chop mark. Can only be disposed by you. The sale, trade, or gift is yours to make to whomever you wish. Okay, what are digital artifacts? Simply put, they are the digital equivalent of physical artifacts. For a digital thing to be digital artifact, it must be like that coin of yours. Digital artifacts can have owners. A number is not a digital artifact because nobody can own it. Digital artifacts are complete. An NFT that points to off-chain content or IPFS or Airweave is incomplete and thus is not a digital artifact. I think they're kind of throwing shade at the other ones that we know, right? Digital artifacts are permissionless. An NFT which cannot be sold without paying a royalty is not permissionless and thus not a digital artifact. So also, there's no royalties here with Bitcoin Ordinals, right? Unlike Ethereum that has that aspect to it. So according to this gentleman, which is Casey, he wrote this up. He's stating that how, you know, true artifacts should not have royalties, and that he does raise some good points there. Okay, digital artifacts are unsensible. Perhaps you can change a database entry on a centralized ledger today, but maybe not tomorrow, and thus one cannot be a digital artifact. Digital artifacts are immutable. An NFT with an upgrade key is not a digital artifact. Okay, so once you inscribe something and you put it onto the blockchain and onto Bitcoin here network, That's it. You can't change it. So when you look at some NFTs right now, they'll say, okay, guys, update your metadata and the picture's going to change. You can't do that here, right? So that also makes it like retains and restores its value from the initial time it was actually inscribed or created. Just can't be changed. Imagine if the Mona Lisa can be changed to do all these different things, it's going to lose its value, right? So the same thing is true here. You cannot change it once it's up, inscribed onto the Bitcoin network, unlike NFTs today through metadata. All right, what do we got here in the live chat? We got APV says, yo, how's it going, APV? Okay, Chad. What up, Chad? This dude will make you rich. Listen up, newbies. Francis is a laser focus. The Crypto King is here. He is the real golden teacher. Appreciate you for joining us, Chad. Thank you for saying that, too. Chad definitely banked some serious coins during the last bull run via watching the channel. That's for sheezy. Appreciate you, Chad. What we got here? I'm just going to read land deals. How much does it cost to inscribe? Roughly about it depends on how busy the network is. But if you're using an inscription service, which is more expensive than if you were to own a Bitcoin node, but that's a lot more technical as well. But through an inscription service like gamma.io, it'll cost you roughly, I would say, about $15, $16, $17, $18, sometimes $12. It also depends on the size. So if your picture, say you want to do a Bitcoin Ordinal, to inscribe a picture, that's about 60 WEB will be a little bit more than text, right? Well, we recommend 60 WEB because, it'll be cheaper for you. It's not as heavy, and it'll be delivered to you faster too. Okay, so keep that in mind. It depends on the size, the size of the file. Okay, but roughly I would say about 16, 17 bucks. Sometimes cheaper, 12 bucks. Yeah. Okay. And I believe, so Thomas is just also mentioning to you guys the different various ones. So ordswap.io, which is right here. Okay, you can press the inscribe button and then you follow the the simple things here like test, and then if you wanted to just go forth right here, you can see right there, look, to inscribe the word test is only $8.40. Okay, and plus obviously processing fees, network fees for Bitcoin, right? Then they say you could get that within an hour, right? How could I forget my good old friends? When I say good old friends, I don't know them, but I love Gamma.io. Gamma.io to me is the best, bro. Holy shit. I just love that setup. And this is Stacks blockchain. This is the Gamma.io is pretty much the OpenSea for Stacks, okay? And you can come over here, you go Ordinals, you create inscriptions. I did a video on this, by the way. Drop the video there if you can, Thomas, in the live chat. Okay, and then you could choose from images. If you're doing a collection, you could do bulk images. If you're just doing text, you could do that. And listen, guys. Oh, my God. Here we go. Gamma.io right here. Okay, I'll just go back. And I'll go back to here. I don't think you guys saw this either. Forgot to press the share screen button. So pretty much if you're at ordswap.io, okay, you'll click the inscribe button at the top. And then right here, you choose either a file, which is a picture, or a text. Okay, and then you'll go like this. Test. Come down here. Right now it's $8.40. Pay inscription, and that's it. You'll have to pay your Bitcoin fees. Make sure you have an Ordinal compatible wallet, like a Hira wallet. Guys, and listen, man, this is no referrals or nothing. This is just knowledge that I'm fucking doing. Like, look at this, bro. I'm already fucking, and this is like my side wallet of inscriptions. I got another wallet that has like freaking 60 different inscriptions, okay? See what I'm saying? Look at this. I showed this in yesterday's live stream. 987, bro. Okay? This mofo is going to be worth some good money when inscriptions as I just showed you is at what, 463,000. Well, I got one at 937, bro. It's all about low inscriptions, right? And again, I know some of you that are joining us today weren't here yesterday, so look at this. You'll be like, well, what about the freaking community? What about the community, right? Look at this. Shit, gotta come back here. 900 and right here. Okay, 987. That's my inscription number. Okay, and I just showed you guys this one right here at 463K plus. And then when we come over to right here and you come to market and you want to search by inscription number, for those who weren't here in yesterday's live stream, it's not even my opinion. It's not even my opinion, right? So sort by number. You can sort by ascending or descending. We want to sort by the earliest inscriptions. Number 70 is 10 Bitcoin. 70. So that was the 70th inscription, Taproot Wizard, and that's a collection. that's going to be worth some good coin. Okay, we got this guy here at 112, selling it for 6.95. It's just a dollar sign. And again, it's not about what the art is. This is historical shit. Talking about historical value now, okay, not our art. This guy messed up. He put a blood bank. Look at this. This guy was doing it for 3.5 Bitcoin. Then went to 3. Now he's at 1.69. It's still a great freaking thing, but the man's advertising some stupidness on it. He kind of ruined it all. You know, and this right here, guys, is the first ever video file at 273, and rightfully so. It should be worth around that. Okay, and we're going to get to, you're like, okay, that's great. They can list it for whatever they want, but are people actually buying it? Yes, people are buying it. And I do apologize if I talk and I'm trying to, you know, share the screen at the same time. I'm used to the green screen where you guys are always seeing that in the background. I'm going to press any buttons, so that will, I will get better at that. I will remember that moving on in the future, okay? So let us carry on, guys, to this little article here. Okay. Ordinal NFTs, 10 most notable Ordinals inscriptions. As I said, it's nice and dandy that people are posting and listing on marketplaces for those prices, but are they being bought? Yes, they are. Okay, so this is Casey, Rodamore? That's the gentleman behind the website of ordinals.com, okay, who pretty much tapped into this, right? And it has been adopted immensely. The space has been evolving immensely, and I mean, it's game on. You know what I mean? It's like whoever could, you know, whoever finds the gems, and it's yours, right? Winner, you know, winner keeper kind of thing, right? So let's go on here. What are Ordinal NFTs? We already pretty much went over that, but I'll give you their definition. If you're wondering what are Ordinal NFTs, read on. Bitcoin is divided into small units called Satoshis or sats. With each Bitcoin consisting of 100 million sats, the new Ordinals protocol now allows for data to be added to each of these sats by those who run Bitcoin nodes. That was before. That was only before. So now, ordswap.io kind of like democratized that, okay? Because you did before needed to own a Bitcoin node in order to inscribe. Now you don't. The likes of gamma.io now with their inscription service does not require you to have a Bitcoin node, but obviously you have to pay them a small fee. And, you know, the trade-off is definitely worth it, okay? So I'm going to make that known as well. Okay, effectively creating a new type of digital asset called Ordinal. Unlike traditional Bitcoin transactions, which simply involve sending and receiving value between parties, Ordinals enable the inclusion of smart contract code within the Bitcoin transaction. Let's read that again. Let's read that again, man, and just take a minute and digest that and soak that shit in. Okay? Unlike traditional Bitcoin transactions, which simply involve sending and receiving value between parties, Ordinals enable the inclusion of smart contract code within a Bitcoin transaction. Pretty much what I was trying to explain to you guys. You know, you are governed by the damn Bitcoin network, bro. This is not no smart code shit and bug shit, none of that crap we see on Ethereum. This code can then be used to create non-fungible tokens, NFTs, directly on Bitcoin blockchain. And you could do this without any code knowledge and be trusted that you did it okay, because Bitcoin, the network, is going to govern that for you, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. You not see the value in this? And this was never made possible before. Taproot changed it all. Wake up and smell the coffee, guys. Get involved in this, or else you're going to be on the wrong side of history. I'm telling you. Get your damn Ordinals. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. Tell your family. We got you covered. Trust me on this one. In simpler terms, Ordinals are like NFTs that can be created on the Bitcoin blockchain. However, there are some key differences between Ordinals and NFTs that should be noted despite their similarities. Okay. Oh God. Okay. I'll just read it. But what I want to get to is pretty much here. Okay. The different sets and collections, and some of them aren't collections, the ones that are actually super valuable that people bought. Okay, I want to actually touch upon that. But since this guy's actually explaining it in a different way that's, you know, better to understand, or I shouldn't say better, but just giving you another way to think about it too. So if you're wondering what's an Ordinal NFT, okay, we read that. How the Ordinal different from NFT. Okay, non-fungible tokens, NFTs on Ethereum and other Ethereum virtual machine blockchains often require off-chain data storage. That's what I was telling you guys. This data is typically stored on the Interplanetary File System, IPFS, a decentralized storage system similar to blockchain's hard drive. To update NFTs, some projects change the metadata of individual tokens to improve image quality, and holders might be required to click the refresh metadata button to access these new higher quality images, as I alluded to. However, this reliance on off-chain data storage creates a significant deficiency in NFTs. They are considered incomplete by some, including creator Justin Rodamore. It's Casey. Unless that's his brother or some shit. I know it's Casey, who aimed to improve this with his new protocol. In contrast, his creation called Ordinals is considered complete because all its data is inscribed directly on chain. This makes Ordinals digital artifacts rather than NFTs. And mind you, Casey, the guy who has Ordinals.com, he didn't invent Taproot. But what he did do was, nobody knows if he was the first one. He's getting the credit for it, and I think he should get the credit because he's the one who put it out there. Okay? But what he was doing when everybody was in the bull run, looking into pre-sales or looking into whatever, all these projects mooning, he was looking at Taproot upgrade that happened in, late 2021 or 2020? 2021, I think it was, right? He was looking at Taproot. And every time Bitcoin has an upgrade, like with Segwit, now Taproot, it does something a little bit different. And then he just realized, wait up, I could actually, filter out Satoshis and then isolate them into its own digital content and inscribe them, right? And then, is it not an NFT? And then he starts to break it down. It's actually better than an NFT. It's an artifact that we all know as NFTs, but it's not an NFT when you really look at it in the grand scheme of things, as we already explained, okay? So, in contrast, his creation called Ordinals is considered complete, blah, blah, blah. In addition to being fully inscribed on chain, Ordinals do not have creator royalties attached to them, unlike most NFTs. The new development on Bitcoin may signal a cultural shift for the cryptocurrency. While NFTs have gained significant attention and popularity, Ordinals may become the new standard for digital art ownership and authentication. All right, so let's get to the real point where I wanted to, why I brought up this actual article. Okay, so one of the most notable collections is Ordinal Punks, which pays homepage to CryptoPunks and consists of 100 Bitcoin NFTs minted within the first 650 inscriptions on the blockchain. On Bitcoin chain rather. Another noteworthy project is Taproot Wizards, which I just showed you guys right here. Taproot Wizards, number 70, right? Where are we? Another noteworthy project is Taproot Wizards, which is the largest block and transaction in Bitcoin's history, coming in at 4 MB. Wow. Meanwhile, the Ethereum-based on-chain Monkey project has minted 10,000 ordinals into a single inscription, making it one of the first 10,000 collections on Bitcoin. Interesting in its own right. So let's kind of see here now. Are people buying this? Well, Ordinals Punks is an exclusive collection of only 100 Bitcoin NFTs. Okay? Opposed to the standard 10,000 on Ethereum. That pays tribute to CryptoPunks. The NFTs were created through a generative PFP or profile picture collection of 192 by 192 pixel images, which were produced using an open source algorithm by Web3 creator Flow State. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, here. As of now, the lowest bid for an Ordinal Punk is 3.7 BTC. And I think the highest was 51.26, while the highest asking price for the most popular piece Ordinal Punk 78 is 50 BTC, equivalent to 692 ETH. And this is an old article. Recently, a buyer named Dingaling bought 7 of the punks for 15.2 dingalingaling. Dingalingaling, cha-ching dingaling. Bought 7 of the punks for 15.2 BTC. So, guys, people are buying these things, okay? They're clearly buying these damn things, and they're not afraid. And anything new will be misunderstood, but anybody who really understands true value into something and spends the time researching it, you'll understand, hey, this is something valuable, let me buy this. Because I'm going to tell you guys something right now. As more time passes by and these things appreciate and it gets more popular and more people are inscribing, it's going to be a luxury item, Ordinals, where many wouldn't be able to afford it. But if you could catch on to it early, then you might be able to have a chance of owning something that's valuable. Like Taproot Wizards, you just saw it right there. It's 10 Bitcoin already. Okay? And that's only going to go up, you know? So you might want to pay attention and see if you can find your next Taproot Wizard. Okay, so let's go on to Ordinal's wallet. And this is the Ordinal's punks, the same ones we were just talking about. And right here, there's a floor price of 10, right? Sales 1. So somebody already bought one here on this website, ordinalswall.com, which actually came out after this article, okay? It was not part of this article. You know, the Ordinal's wallet came out after, like about, you know, a month ago or something. That article was like, you know, before that. Okay. Let me go to the live chat and see what you guys are saying. Okay. We have, I stopped off at Android. I have Kunitz Ordinal. Will that moon? I don't know. I got to take a look at it. What I will tell you is this, though. The Ordinals that are valuable, again, I keep on saying this, under 100K. What comes after that might be a different asset class that's not really related to historical value in terms of inscriptions, but there's different types of historical value, as I alluded to. Yes, there's the ones that are inscribed earliest, right? Anything under 100K, I think over time will be worth more. If you can get anything under 50, 40, 20, 10K, 1,000, even better. But I believe that you are going to see a new asset class in the ordinal field where you're going to see something that might be inscribed at 500,000, 600,000, but they have its own historical value. What do I mean? You might see something like, say, if you found like at a Satoshi from the first halving, right? Or from the first block of a special event, right? And then we can look at the UTOX and verify that, right? It might be inscribed later, but the actual Satoshi that they chose and they filtered out to put into that inscription to make it into a representation of an image that reflects back to that timeline is going to be super valuable. And they will have a collector's market for that. So this space is evolving, and pay attention to it so you can catch on to, you know, get your share, man. Get your slice of that market, right? Your slice of that market share. Okay, what else we got going on? I'm so used to fast transaction that I forgot BTC is so slow. Yeah, yo, dude, Ale, go try Taproot. It's not that slow, bro. Get a Taproot wallet, send Bitcoin to it, bro. It's freaking fast. It really is. It's much faster than what we're used to, at least. Okay, so Thomas is laughing. Yeah, it's a slow blockchain indeed, but we participated in an ordinal collection which been minting using Lightning Network 2. That's right. On the tech, and there is about to be used more and more. But Taproot is faster, and it's going to evolve, and it will get better, right? Again, I used to make fun of Bitcoin all the time. I used to say, dude, Bitcoin does nothing but just sits there and collects dust, bro, right? This is why Ethereum, to me, was really good, because you could have done a lot more. We have metaverses on there, right? Bitcoin doesn't have that now, but it's getting there. Bitcoin, and one thing nobody can't argue is, out of everything out there, it's the most secure and decentralized one. Okay, that's for sure. But what it lacks, or what it used to lack, was all these capabilities we're talking about that's manifesting today on it. So it's kind of changing everything now. And it's making all the other blockchains look like, well, is it really that necessary? Okay. It's true that this is a brand new use case for Bitcoin, Ale says. Indeed. Okay. So yeah, once again, if you guys wanted to come to ordinalswallet.com, I highly recommend you check that out. Ordinal's wallet, it's one of those other marketplaces as well, and you could store your inscriptions here. You can make a wallet address, do all those things. I just like to store my stuff, as you can see here on in Hyro. Hyro is where it's at for me. I really do like the user interface of OrdSwap, but let me come back down here, right? So let's look at the different collections while we're at it. So Pixel Pepe is 170,000 inscription rate. Floor price is 0.07. I'm not interested in that. That's not something that I'm interested in, personally. It actually tells you the different trading volume, the total amount of supply. So sub 10K, 0.22, right? So these guys have, holy shit. Bro, I might buy something out of here. 0.22, 0.24, 6,000. Bro, you might find some gems here, bro, while we're at it. So look at, holy shit. Oh, no. Sorry if I screamed in your ears. I thought that was 82. I swear to God, I was about to buy it. I was about to buy, if that was inscription number 82 and not the bird, I would have bought that shit for 0.3 right away. But yeah, too good to be true, I thought. Okay, and then we got one on 1,900, 0.3. You know, I'm just looking for my own needs here, boys. Sorry. And for yours, if you see something you like, go for it. But this might be out of the range for most people, right? But that's cool that they got a sub 10. So this is the Bitcoin logo, right? So this is the other one that I have selling for, well, not that I have, but the other one part of my collection, right? Inscription 1,570. It's above 1,000, going for 0.5 Bitcoin right now. And as you can see right here, my own is the first one of that under 1,000, 987, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Okay, let's go back. So right here, Ordinals Punk, as we just saw, was 10 Bitcoin floor price, Bitcoin monkeys, and it goes on and it goes on. You guys might want to come here and see if you can find something at a reasonable price. And I did give one away yesterday in terms of what I would go for. Maybe we could do that now too. Let's see here. I will go to collections. I'll show you one that I think is worth the price. Okay. It was these guys, but I don't think they're listed anymore. 0.04 buy now. Look, if you were to go like this, yeah, you could actually buy this right now. So this guy is 54,000. No, sorry. I mean, that's okay, but buddy, where the hell are those guys? What's that damn thing called? Hold on, let me get my damn phone because I want to find this for you guys. It's right here, actually. What am I doing? So this is 54,304, selling for 0.04 Bitcoin. Again, it's not, right now, it's not about fucking collections and art and rarity in terms of like the collection creation of the artifact, of the rarity of the art. Okay, it's not about that. Okay, what it is about is pretty much this. So let me see if I can find these guys for you here. Okay, shit, I won't be able to do, actually, wait up, I would, 57,244. Let me come here. I'll make another page. This, like this, like that, like that, like that. Then I'll go like this. No, what was it? 57,244? Sorry. Oh, man. 57. Was it 57,244? Okay, pixel quote, okay, is what we're looking at. This is one that I have. I got many of these ones. Why? Because this right here is a still image, and they were doing an OTC deal to anybody, where you had to buy, in order to get the video, you need to get the image. But what me and Thomas actually tapped into was, we saw that how this freaking art, or sorry, this collection rather, let me see if I can search for them. You can't search by collection, bro? Come on. Okay, let's go here. Which we already did, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, right here. Here we go. Right. Pixel code art, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, bro. Yo, Thomas, look at the fucking floor price. Bro. Thomas, look at the fucking floor price. Dude. I guess it's not bad for your fucking buck anymore. Dude, this fucking thing was 0.015, 0.05, 0.015, 0.0156, 0.015, whatever, 8. 0.015. Okay? And we were talking about the videos, bro. And I'll tell you why this one is super special. See this? This is a, okay, so let's actually do like this. Oh, bro. Dude, if this guy sells this, man, I'm gonna fucking want to cop it. Depends on the price. Because that's 35,000. I have one video at 35,000. But I want to show you guys something here, right? So look at this. Content type MP4 file. Okay, MP4. Right? If you go to their Twitter right now, okay, so go to Pixel Quote. Is it Pixel Quote? What's their actual full thing? I think it is Pixel Quote, right? Yeah, Pixel Quote NFT. Go to their Twitter and then check it out. Okay, they have a really cool stat up there. So at the time when inscription, this goes back to what I was telling you guys, right? Pay attention. At the time, guys, when inscriptions were at freaking when inscriptions were at say 300K, go to their freaking Twitter. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, actually, man. I'm going to find this shit for you guys. I'm bringing it up instead of just trying to state it. Pay attention to this. You don't want to miss out on this. This is where the money's at. You're watching the Money Channel right now. Shit, no, don't log out. Twitter. I'm just pulling this up on Twitter, guys, and I'll show it to you. So we're looking for a pixel. What's it? PIX. Yeah, here they are. Okay. So look at this. Oh shit, you guys right here. Check this out. So this is their Twitter, okay? They're doing OTC deals right now. Join their Discord. Do your own homework. Do whatever you got to do. And I'll explain one more fact after, okay? So as we scroll down here, look at this. This is coming from a guy called Ordinal. Okay, he posted this, and this is pretty much the types of inscriptions we're seeing right now, and also the percent of how much of those exists. Okay, so images represent most of the inscriptions in the first 300K, around 60%. And what did I say? I believe the ones under 100,000, right, the number, are going to be the more valuable ones moving forward. Okay, so if that's the case, the most inscribed is image or PNG. Okay, roughly 106,395 out of 300K, which makes up to about 35.5% of the inscriptions at 300K. Obviously, that number has changed. We're about 460K or so right now. Okay, or 450, whatever. So text plain image. So text inscriptions is the second at 98,000. Which makes up to 32%. Then the image of a WEBP, which I recommend you guys, if you want to inscribe, use that because the file size is way smaller, is 13.6%. Okay, image JPEGs 9.7%. Okay, image and the different whatever SVG 4.7%. Where are the videos? Okay, text HTML 1.9%. Where are the videos? Okay. Application JSON 0.4%. Where are the freaking videos? Here we go. Video MP4 0.1 freaking percent. Oh shit, you can't see that though. So yeah, I can't actually. Maybe if I go up a bit. Look at that. Video MP4, guys, 0.1%, which makes it super rare. And as I told you guys, if you look at this dude here, this right here at number 273 is the first ever MP4 file to be inscribed on Bitcoin, okay? And here's the thing that's going to blow your fucking mind. This project right here, okay, these guys, there are 133 MP4 files that's inscribed on Bitcoin's network under 300K inscriptions, okay? And guess who owns 130 of them, which is pretty much the entire supply? We're talking about these guys right here. Pixel QuoteNFT. And motherfuckers don't even know this. And they only have 370 followers. And people don't even know this. I followed them a long time ago. I hit them up in the DM. I was like, yo, what's going on here? What do we got going on here? They're like, oh yeah, well, we're doing an OTC sale on our Discord. Come join. I'm like, I don't fuck with Discord. I don't even know how to use Discord. I do Telegram and YouTube. You know? So, yeah. I pretty much got some OTC deals there after the fact when I was on OrdSwap right here.io and we tapped into shit. Where is it? I lost. I went too far. I think it was here. Can we go back? Yeah, when I showed you guys the actual right here pretty much, but on OrdSwap, right? Where I was showing you guys there how it's 0.099. So I was on OrdSwap and we found them and it was 0.015. I was like, yo, wait up, this is the freaking MP4 file. And it was by accident because as I was scrolling like this, so like, okay, so it was like this, right? It's an image, so you're not seeing it move. And the next one was an image. I was like, oh, it's just images. And I literally was about to leave and then I just saw this and I was like, what the fuck? That's a fucking video. And then I did some homework. I'm like, wait up. There's not that many, like this, right? You see the little bar. I'm like, there's not that many videos inscribed right now. And then when we look further, we found them on freaking Twitter. And then sure enough, we saw this statistic over here that verified what we were thinking. And it's only 0.1%. It's under 100K inscriptions at 55, you know. And essentially, you're getting it for 0.015. Even at 0.1, bro, I'll take that shit. Just because of the freaking, the type of file that it is. So in my humble opinion, I was only focusing on that once we saw that. And I pretty much just ate it all up. Not all, but what was available there, right? On the marketplace for sale. So what can I say? That's how we do it. So that might be one you might be interested in. And they do have another collection that's also under, what's it? Let's see. So what you're looking at right here, is it over here? Their first one was these guys here, I believe, right? Yeah. Right? It's 35K, 55K, but it was like this one here, what they call it, the stacks, Satoshis, I guess. And yeah, these guys here, like with these boys and girls and shit. And then they came out with another one, which is also right here, this dog one, which is 55, you'll see right here. This is 56,000, so under 100K. And it's like 0.1, I think it's 0.016 Bitcoin for this. But again, I'm not interested in the images, but in order to get the video files, okay, OTC, you have to buy the image as well. Okay, so that's why I got the image. So the ones that you don't see here, like this is an image. Because Hyrule Wallet, oh shit, was it that one? This one here. Yeah, Hyrule Wallet does not support, and I could open it for you. It does not support the video files, all right? And Ordinals, yeah, Ordinals.com is very slow right now. But as you can see, it is an MP4 file. Right, you can see the play mark here and shit. But yeah, Ordinals right now is kind of slow and laggy in that regard. Okay, let me show you guys another one here that might pop up if we're lucky. Ordinals.com is very slow. Let me go to one at 55. Let's see this guy here. Yeah, Ordinals is just really slow right now. But this is another MP4 file that you guys could probably take advantage of. Pretty much what you see right here. These guys here. Okie dokie. All right, so I hope you guys have learned a lot from this live stream. We got more to talk about. I truly believe we're going to be talking about the .sats domain. And guess what? Your boy got Michael Saylor's. I got the El Salvadorian president's .sats domain. I got Bitcoin Maximus .sats domain. I got Coin freaking Telegraph's .sats domain. I got CoinDesk's .sats domain. Hey, if you don't go get yours, guess who might get it for you? It might be me. And in about 5 years from now, you're gonna have to pay my ass about 5 Bitcoin. So you know what? If you want to be ahead of the curve, if you want to know what the next trend is, if you want to be on the right side of history, make sure you stay tuned to the channel. So until the next video, you're on your own. Later.
Francis Dune, Uncensored.